Hi class 9, let's continue our chapter. So I hope you are comfortable with axiom, postulate and definition, right? So many days you have learned axiom, postulate and definition, right? So today we'll start exercise 5.1. So first we in this chapter, from this chapter we'll be starting geometry, isn't it? You are familiar with this. So which of the following statements are true and which are false? Give reason for your answer. See, question number 1, Roman 1, isn't it? So only one line can pass through a single point. True or false? False, isn't it? Because so many lines can pass through a point. Clear? This is a point, A is our point. So many lines can pass through this point, isn't it? So that's why the statement is false. So second, this is your explanation, okay? And you have to write, we know that from point, single point, so many line passes, okay? So second, there are infinite number of lines which pass through two distinct points. This also a false. Why? Because say two distinct points, let us say A and B is your two distinct points. So through these points only one line can pass, isn't it? This line, can it be passed through these 2 points? No. No. So distinct points, if there is two distinct points, only one line can pass, isn't it? So explanation, write down, two distinct points, only one straight line passes. Clear? So next, so this is your line. Next, what do you have? A terminate line can be produced indefinitely on both sides. So yes, this is true, isn't it? Third one is your true. Third one is your true, because see, so this is your terminate line, isn't it? Terminate line means which stops, isn't it? So from terminate line you can produce infinite long, isn't it? Line you can produce, isn't it? So this is your true statement. Next, what is there? If two circles are equal, then their radii are equal. See, this is also a true. Fourth one, isn't it? Fourth one is also true, because say if this is a circle, let's say A, and this is also a circle, so they are equal, isn't it? Then their radii are also equal. See, radii should be equal, otherwise two circles are not equal in circumference. Clear? So next, 5, true or false you have to write, isn't it? So this also, this statement also true, isn't it? Why? Because see, it is given that AB equals to PQ and PQ equals to XY. Then AB equals to XY. Why? Because this also equals to PQ. This is true, okay? Write down true. So because AB equals to PQ, isn't it? AB equals to PQ. XY also equals to PQ. So two quantities are same with the same quantity, then they are equal to each other. So AB equals to XY. Clear? So this is your question number 1. Question number 2. Write down. Pause the video and okay, write down. So have a question number 2. Let's start question number 2. Give a definition. You have to define, isn't it? Parallel lines, isn't it? First one, parallel lines. You have to first define the following terms. Are there other terms needed to be defined first? What are they and how might you define them, isn't it? So write down parallel lines. Definition Q. Two lines are said to be parallel to straight lines which have no point in common. No point in common. Are said to be or said to be parallel lines, or you can say are said to be parallel to each other. Parallel to each other. So two lines, if this is your line and this is also a line, isn't it? So see, is there any point common? No. So but if I write like this, then somewhere at a distance it has a common point, isn't it? It used to meet, isn't it? Common point means it used to meet, but this type of line never meet each other, isn't it? So this is your parallel line. So second part, are other terms need to be defined first? Yes. What are they? Yes, what are they? Straight lines and point, isn't it? So write down straight line and point. So you can define this, isn't it? Straight line from Euclid's definition. Point which has no part. The straight line, you know, isn't it? Straight line. Clear? So next is your perpendicular lines, line segment, radius of a circle and square. You have to do yourself. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Then I'll check. Okay, next you have question number 3. Consider a postulate. This is a postulate. Okay, so question says that does this postulate contain any undefined term? Yes. Why? Because there are so many terms, isn't it? Undefined terms. So right here, there are several undefined terms which are points, isn't it? Existence, isn't it? So those are the undefined terms. And see, are these postulates consistent? Yes, they are consistent because they deals with two different situations. Okay, so there are, write down question number 3. There are several undefined terms, isn't it? First part. Second part, are these postulate consistent? Consistent means the parallel, no common point. Okay, so consistent means parallel also you can think. Okay, but consistent means no point common, there is no similarity. Okay, so yes, they are consistent. They are, yes, they are consistent because they deals with different situation, isn't it? Read that postulate. Okay, so then, do they follow from Euclid's postulate? No, no, they don't, isn't it? Explain. No, they don't, because see, postulate means just a fact, isn't it? Axiom and postulate are fact, isn't it? But this is not a fact, isn't it? So they do not follow any Euclid's postulate, but however they follow axiom, isn't it? Euclid's axiom. So question number next one is here. 4 5, and you have next fifth postulate, isn't it? So you have, okay, okay, 4 5 6. So next day we'll do. Okay, so today, for today, this much only.